Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Michael Dufort, who is a Cage Titans lightweight champion. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Hey, I'm really fine. Thanks for the invite.
Michael, in your last fight, you fought against very good fighter. It was a Cage Titans 61 in September, and you put professor-like performance because you actually probably weren't even hit. You put your opponent on the ground and quickly submit him. So if the fight could go any better from your perspective?
I'm really like going into I'm always going into a fight by my main goal is always not to get it and like to finish it as quick as I can. So went very well. This was a good day at the office, like they say, and I'm really happy about my performance.
And actually, Joe Giannetti was in that time on a fights winning streak. And after this fight, he actually won a Cage Titans welterweight title. So I think that it's like when you beat your opponent and he still is successful, it's very good for you.
Yeah, really. I was super happy he won his next fight actually, because like you say, it shows to people that he's not a fluke. So I'm like when you only beat bad people, like people can say you're not really good, but like I beat a UFC vet. He just won his last fight with a experienced fighter. So I was really happy about his win, and he's saying he say he wants to fight me again because we haven't finished business. But honestly, I felt the tap, so it's pretty finished to me though. That business.
Yes, it's I think hard to do a rematch like few months after this kind of like level differences. So maybe in 2-3 years, maybe it would have a bigger sense. But right now, I think that from his perspective, is of course like not natural that he wanted back. But like from your perspective, you probably will try to go let's say higher.
Yeah, right now I'm looking for either PFL or UFC. Like if you look at my record, I just beat I beat a guy in the PFL Challenger Series. I went in Abu Dhabi, beat a pretty good striker in France that has a big success lately, and my two last fight were against UFC vets. So I'm pretty confident in my skills, and I know I know what I worth, and what I worth is I'm one of the best in the world at 55 as a 55ers, and I'd like to show it by fighting in the biggest organization and for real money, because we're not getting paid a lot when we're not like even if in big organization we're not like getting paid that much, but right now it's pretty bad, you know.
Yes, and the fight before this was Luis Peña, actually also a very big name on like US scene, and it was also was quite quick win for you. So I think that
Was quicker.
yes, so I think that there should be no doubt because you are on a 4-fight winning streak. The fight before that it was a split decision, so it's like the UFC or like you said PFL should be like natural step for you right now.
Mm-hmm. And like I'm here this weekend for Olivier, and it's he announced it that it was his last fight. So right now I think they're looking for 55ers to represent Canada, and I'd like to pursue what my good friend Olivier has done with the PFL. So it would be like honestly an honor to represent Canada with the PFL. I did it once with the Challenger Series, but being in the tournament would be like a really good experience to me. And as we know, like PFL is one of they just acquired Bellator, so it shows that UFC has now competition. So like I'd like to like either one of those two. Like the first one that's going to show interest is honestly the one that I'm going to go with, because right now I want to show my skills with the best. So the first one that's going to call, I'm all in, and I want to fight for for the one that wants me.
And actually, you fought in PFL. It was PFL Challenger Series. You have you had also a great performance, submission. And were you a little bit disappointed last year that you didn't receive a contract?
Yeah, for sure I was. But we can't like really stick to those like bad thing that happened. We need to always go forward. And after I wasn't signed, for sure I was like disappointed. I really think I did enough to prove that I deserved a shot. But yeah, we need to go. I'll always look forward, and that's what I did. So I went to Abu Dhabi to fight for UAE Warriors, and super nice experience. I feel super blessed. I had the chance to go in Abu Dhabi, fight, and come back here. Then I fought in Tennessee, and my last fight was what was it? In Boston. Yeah, like I really like the experience. I really like the way my career is going right now. But for sure, I'd like to get paid and get a longer contract with a bigger organization. But right now, I'm like, I really like the path my life is taking right now.
And you would be a perfect guy, of course, for the UFC because of your like skill, your record. But if the PFL needs a lightweight from Canada, they shouldn't look for let's say far because they will have it. They will have you in arena.
Yeah, they have me right in the arena. So after the fight, like they can just talk to me face to face, and I'd be happy to have that opportunity though. So, and plus I'm a finisher. Like if you look at my record, I beat like pretty good opponent, and I don't let them the like give them time to show that how good they are, because I feel that I'm better than them, and I'm proving it every time. Like I finished my 4 last opponent, and my 2 last were like less than 90 seconds. Before that, like it was another good fight, but like clear domination. And before that was a second round finish. So if it's PFL format, I made a lot of point with those 4 last fights.
Yes, you will be like number 1 seed after 2 fights because
For
you
sure, yeah.
would have like 12 points, I believe, by the first 2 first round finishes.
Yep.
And if we can talk a little bit about your beginnings in the sport, was it MMA the first combat sport that you ever trained, or did you have any background in any other sport before?
My first combat sport I did was straight up MMA, but I started with to play hockey really young in my life, and I guess we get that grit in the hockey. It's a pretty rough sport, and yeah, like I said, give you some grit, and it's super good to bring it to the MMA, and like MMA was like natural to me. That's something that I realize right now is I was a natural. Like it was easy to me to do the jiu-jitsu, and I was pretty good at it even at my first days. And yeah, that's why today like I'm really a good BJJ artist. I finish people because I'm natural. Like I like it.
Yes, I thought that maybe you have a like BJJ background before the MMA because you are a great grappler and you have so many submission finishes. But it
No,
means
like
that
I said, I started in MMA right away, but my gym was more specialized in jiu-jitsu. But yeah, I start in an MMA gym straight up.
And what belt are you in BJJ?
Actually, right now I'm a black belt. I'm a brown belt. Sorry. I guess I said black because I think I deserve to be a black belt, but I'm not. I'm not like worried about getting my black belt pretty soon or whatever. Like the color of your belt doesn't mean shit. Uh, So I don't really mind. Right now I'm a brown belt, but like if you look at my record, still you can see I finished like pretty good black belt in the past at with my TKO some of my TKO fights. So like I know my brown belt is pretty legit right now.
Yes, for MMA's black belt, actually.
That's it. Yeah.
And when I searching your fight and watching your record, you have 5 rear naked submissions. And is it your favorite one?
My favorite one actually is the guillotine. It's probably the first move I learned, and I have a pretty good guillotine. And if people shoots on me, it's natural to me to take the guillotine. Even at my like, we worked on it to like kind of break that pattern, because sometimes I was giving like takedowns to people because I was going for the guillotine. But right now, like I'm trying to sprawl a bit more, then chase the guillotine. But yeah, the guillotine will be my favorite move. But people are, it's funny because in the gyms, like people in my gym knows me pretty well, so they defend the rear naked choke pretty good. And when fight happens, like I I I take the rear naked like pretty easy. Like if you see at my last fight against Janetti, I took the was more of a neck crank, I think, but I took the neck and just like press it, and I finished it pretty quick. So yeah, I guess I'm good at both.
And what is let's say that thing that you think that you need to improve the most as far as overall MMA game?
Right now, I'm working a lot with my coaching boxing coach to like stay in balance like all the time, and staying in balance helped me a lot to like shoot. So like staying in balance, it helped my game so much. Like I'm better with my distance, I'm better with my shoots, I'm better with my striking. So like I'm way better than I was. Like I didn't even add time to show it in my fights, but like my striking start to be like a bit more dangerous, because like I have a really long reach, so I'm starting to use it a bit more. But for sure, my A game is to take you down and take your neck, like whatever way I can. But if someone push through it, they will see that I start to have a pretty good striking game too.
But in some fights it can like work for your advantage because the opponent will think that you will want to take him on the ground, and then you can put some good combination and he will be surprised or even knocked down.
Yeah, because that's a thing too. Like if you see a guy like Abib Nurmagomedov, like his strength is not his striking, but people are so afraid to go down with him that they're fighting on their toes, and they give a bit more their chin. And that's a bit of my game too. Like I want people to be scared to go down, so I can tag them a bit more on the striking. And at some point they're like, oh shit, okay, I'm tired to get it. And they're like start to give their leg a bit more, and then I take the leg. And like that's what we work a lot in our gym. Like with Olivier Aubin Mercier, we work like that technical game that people underestimate. I think the technical game of the MMA. Like another guy like Georges Saint Pierre, another guy from Quebec. Like those guys are super smart fighter. That technical game is what bring them at that level. So that's what I'm trying to reach, that excellence of taking the good strategy all the time.
And what is the main gym that right now you are training in?
I'm training mainly in a H2O MMA. That's a gym in Montreal. That's probably one of the best gym in Canada. Like I said, I train with the soon to be champ PFL fighter Olivier, and there's a lot of good amateur and pro debut guy and experience. Like we have like pretty much all levels, and pretty much everything we need to work, we can work it at the gym, because like we're pretty renowned in Montreal and people want to train with us. because we have that grit, we have that intensity, and we have that technical aspect of the sport.
And I think that for you, Olivier would be like the perfect sparring partner, because he's also a lightweight. He, of course, is really skilled, really experienced. He's a very good grappler, and he actually started to knocking opponent out. So he's right now in probably the best, let's say, shape of his career.
Yeah. Right now he's like on the best level he's ever been. It's such an honor, such a good opportunity for me to be able to train with him. I know I'm pretty lucky, and I know his goal is like to help us other fighter from Montreal to get those opportunity that he's having right now, and like it's pretty cool to train with him, and like he is an exceptional fighter, so I feel really blessed.
And right now you are 29 years old. And when do you think you will hit your peak, your prime in MMA?
Like I say, I don't think the best MMA fighter is the stronger, either the faster. I think the best MMA fighter is the smarter. So the older you get, the smarter you're supposed to get too. So if I use like every days of my life to get smarter a little bit every day. If every day I get smarter, in a couple of years, I think I'm going to be at my prime. So like I'm pretty sure like 33 years old is the prime for MMA fighter that are smart. Like if you're just an explosive guy, you're not going to be better at 33 years old. But if you're planning on being more strategic, more experienced, smarter, then like your prime is going to be at 33 years old or something like that, so around that. Because if you look at UFC fighter, UFC champion, the champions are kind of all old, if you let me say that, but like 33, 34, 35 even, what like so I really think like it's around those years.
And if do you have a fighter in mind that you would like to face, let's say in the near future, in either UFC, maybe PFL?
Honestly, I'm pretty open for everyone. Like I don't mind. I just want to show that how good of a fighter I am. So just give me a good opportunity. Like I can guarantee you that I'm not going to look like a fluke against anyone. So I just like a good challenge to prove that I'm one of the best.
And I think that with your last results in like Luis Peña, for example, it's or Joe Giannetti's are the fighters who should be in the UFC. So like skill wise, you could be a 2-0 in the UFC. So yeah. Even fighting, let's say that you will get a contract right now, you probably will get someone with the kind of level that these two fighters had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like it.
So I think that your first opponent either in the UFC or PFL would be on the quite same level. So let's say that you seen this kind of level before. So I think that it's good for you that you know that you have this kind of confidence that you can not only fight but also quickly defeat this level of fighters.
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't want to get in the UFC and take a guy that goes in by the contender and is only 6-0. I really think that a guy like 6-0, I'm going to expose them. I don't think. I think like I'm going to expose like people that has no experience, because I'm much more experienced than a lot of people. Like I've been doing it since I'm 13 years old. Now I'm 29. Like so. Been like 16 years old I'm doing it, so I'm pretty much like smarter than a lot of people in the game right now.
And overall, do you like to watch MMA fights, UFC, or some other organization, or you prefer not to, or it didn't really interest you?
Yeah, it interests me. Like I'm a fan of every sport. I'm a fan of intensity. Like either a playoff hockey game, baseball game, whatever playoffs game, important fight. I really like to see like when the intensity is at its peak. I like the I like to see.
So who is your favorite fighter to watch? But let's say not your training partner, but let's say from fans perspective.
Um, Back in the days before he retired, I really like Abib because he is so smart. He has that ground game, so smart, so much control in his game, and he thinks before to act, and then when he knows your checkmate, like he fucking rip you off, and that's kind of my game. That's kind of the game I learned over the year. So it's pretty much like a perfect fighter to me to watch.
Yes, he definitely, when he was on his peak, he seems to be unstoppable
Oh
with
yeah.
his style, and probably many fighters know what he wants to do, and they still didn't have a chance, didn't have a tools to stop him.
That's what impressed me the most. Like when people knows what you want to do and you can do it, like even like against Joe, he knew I wanted to take him down and finish him quick. He knew he had one thing to do, and it was to stop my takedown and to cover his neck. But I came in the game, I came in the ring, did my takedown pretty fast and grabbed the neck pretty fast. He knew I was going to do it, but he wasn't able to cover it. So like that's something I find impressive in fight. So the way I was able to do it in that fight, that impressed me from myself. So I was pretty happy for my performance.
And what for you is the biggest motivator for being an MMA fighter, for training MMA?
I really like the spirit in gym, like the family spirit we have in that gym, the laugh we have together. I really like everything about that training camp. The only thing I really hate is to lose all that weight, but other than that, like I like the intensity. I like to show up the day of the fight. Like I like almost like pretty everything from that. So I really like intense moment. I live for it. I live for adrenaline, and there's nothing like that gives you more adrenaline than a fight. So I really like adrenaline. That's why I'm doing it.
And you are a fighter for many years. You fought against very good opponents in many very good regional promotions. So if you can give one advice for younger fighters, maybe the kids who want to be MMA fighters, what would be a one advice for them?
Uh, be smart. Like don't try to do thing too fast. Like do thing correctly. Like don't try to misstep. Like do the thing step by step. Don't try to be too fast because you're doing things wrong. If it's too fast, you're doing something wrong. Do it step by step, and then you'll be where you want to be faster than you think.
Yes, I think that it's very good advice. And about Canadian MMA, who do you think is the best Canadian fighter? But of course, excluding GSP, because it would be an obvious choice.
It's a pretty good question. Like Prime Rory McDonald was very good, very talented. Prime Olivier Aubin Mercier. Right now, Olivier's look unstoppable. I really think like in the world at 155. Right now, I think he's like a top 5 to top 10 fighter. Like I'd like to see him fight like one more fight after that to like show show showcase to people like he is part of that top 10 in the world right now. I'd say Rory or Olivier, but for sure it's between those two. I'll give the edge to my training partner Olivier.
Yes, I think that for Olivier, it would be really cool for him to fight one more time, maybe against Bellator champion, but it also would be cool for another $1 million.
Yeah, sure, but he doesn't want to do another tournament. But if it's one fight, $1 million, pretty sure he's doing it. And if it's Usman, it would be like a great opportunity to show how good he is.
And before you said that you like the intense moment, the adrenaline, but do you have any kind of stressful moments in training camp or few hours before the fights?
I'm more stressed when I'm a cornerman. Like this weekend, I'm Olivier's cornerman. That stressed the fuck out of me, like even more than when I'm fighting. Because when I'm fighting, I know I'm the man. Like if I do something wrong, it's my fault. If I do something good, it's still me. Like I know I have to show up. But when I'm not the one fighting, you never know. You're not in, like, you're outside the cage. You can't do nothing. But yeah, it's so hard like to be a cornerman. But when I am fighting, I feel pretty good about like everything. Like I'm pretty confident in my skills, and I really like I said, the intense moment. Maybe the only moment I don't like is the weigh-in, like doing the 155. That I don't like. That's not fun.
And do you thought about like going to the welterweight division? Maybe
No,
not now, but
I do the 155 pretty easily. Like I don't cut a lot of water, but even if you don't cut a lot of water, it's not fun to feel dehydrated and to feel weak, because that's how we feel when we're on the scale. We feel pretty weak. It's this moment suck, like, because you like to be strong in life, you like to be like confident, you like to be strong mentally, but when you're at like your lowest in carbs, you're dehydrated in your mind, like things are not like going correctly, you feel weak, and that's not fun.
And outside of fighting, do you have any passions or hobby, the things that you like to do in your free time?
Yeah, I really like to eat. Like that I think that's a passion to me, to eat everything. Like I like to eat. I like to gamble. I like to have time with my family. Yeah, that's pretty much what I like the most.
And do you have the time for some kind of, let's say, this kind of hobbies inside the training camp, or in training camp you are so focused on the final fight that you prefer just to train and do not take any hobbies in the meantime?
Yeah, I'm too occupied to do my training camp. I only think about one thing when I'm in a training camp. It's about that fight, that next fight. That's always the thing I have in mind. That next fight, and it's really hard to have something else in mind, because this thing is so important to win that fight. It's the most important thing in the world at that moment. So when I'm in a training camp, I can't even think about something else. Like I can't. But when I'm off camp, like then I can, like, I like to play hockey. I like to see my family, see my friends, have fun. So then I can do the other thing I like to do. But when I'm in a training camp, it's only fighting. It's only the fight. It's only my next fight.
So right now after the Friday, you will have some time to do something else, probably.
Yeah, I'll have a little break, because since my last fight, like since my last fight, I get in Olivier's training camp, so I didn't really have time to take a break. But after this weekend, I'm planning on having a little break and have time with my family. But still, the thing that is hard right now is I don't have any contract with anyone. So if the UFC, let's say, it's coming to Canada in January, if they call for me to replace, like, I need to say yes. So that the thing that sucks a bit. So I don't know when is my next fight, and if UFC or PFL is calling and they say, "Hey, can you fight in a week or two?" I need to say yes. I need to be ready. So right now it's pretty hard. So that's why I would have I would like to be signed with one of those organizations, is to know when my next fight will be, because right now I never know when it is.
Yes, but I think that it's like matter of quick time, because it should be no doubt right now.
I totally agree. Like, I know, like I said, I know what I'm worth, and I know I deserve that shot. So I know what I'm worth. That's the thing. So let's go.
I have two more questions. It's also kind of outside of fighting, but kind of. If you can put a match, a MMA fight, but between non-fighters, who do you like to pick and see fight?
Oh, sheesh. It's a good question. I'd like to see. Oh, sheesh. I'd like to see a fight between Goku and Naruto. That would be a fight that I'd like to see.
Okay, and the last one, if you have to do a 40-minute presentation, but without any preparation about any topic, but outside of MMA, what you could talk about for 30 or 40 minutes?
I could talk about hockey. Like, I could talk about hockey and all my pool, hockey pool, fantasy football, dynasty football. Yeah, I can talk about any sports. Like, I know my sports, and like I said, I really like sports, so I can talk about it for an hours, and like I could talk long enough.
So longer than 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay, and this is actually will be the last question. If you can give me official prediction for the Oliver fight against Clay Collard.
Oh, again, I really think Olivier is too smart for Clay. So in my mind, it's going to. I think Olivier is going to put this guy checkmate. Like, he's going to frustrate him, and he's going to finish him, because Clay will be like overwhelmed by everything that Olivier can do. So I really think Clay Collard will try something stupid, because he knows it's his only chance to win. He'll try something stupid. Olivier will either take him down, take his back, and I think he can finish him pretty fast, because Olivier's back game is pretty good right now.
Yes, it was. I think that always was one of his best and best weapons of his arsenal.
Yep.
Okay, Michael. So many thanks for the conversation. I hope that next year we can see you either in the UFC or PFL, and that you will fight against another very very good kind of opponent in one of these two promotions.
Appreciate it.